In my free time, I like to sort of fiddle around with these writings I've been doing for, it seems like a long time. And I'm writing something called The Parenting Papers, which is a collection of, well, it says The Parenting Papers, a collection of healthy thoughts for raising healthy children. And this particular one that I was going to hand out today is called The Fallacy of Feeling Good. What parents should know about the importance of discomfort in the lives of their children. Okay? How important discomfort is. I want to read a page and a half of this because this happened to me, and this I think is very relevant. Then you'll get this to take home and read. On the very last page, it's my email. Like if you have any questions, you can email me. Call me. I don't care. It's fine. Okay. I remember an incident that occurred many years ago at my son's elementary school Halloween carnival. It was the kind of carnival that typified the times. There were a bunch of ragtag booths offering games of chance and skill that some parents and teachers had quickly thrown together, and a few stands selling food and drinks. And of course there was the ubiquitous haunted house. Not exactly a Ringling Brothers extravaganza, but perfect for the day. I remember one booth in particular. It had a brightly colored target painted on a canvas backdrop with a hole in the center. And in order to win a prize, at least one of the 3 baseballs had to find its way through the hole. Inasmuch as the other booths were quite busy and we could have been the next in line behind a family of 4, we decided to stop and give it a go. As we waited our turn, I couldn't help noticing what was taking place in the family in front of us. One of the children, I'd say a 5th grader, had just picked up one of the balls and was preparing to make his first throw as his parents and little brother looked on. Judging by the way he moved and the ease with which he flipped that ball from hand to hand as he sized up the situation, it was clear that he was athletically endowed and, much to everyone's delight, had no trouble whizzing 2 of the balls through the hole. Pretty good. Unlike his big brother, the little guy had considerable difficulty handling the balls in the first. As the boy was collecting his prize, his little brother, probably no older than 4, began tugging at his mother's skirt, saying that he wanted to try, even though the task was clearly designed for children who were older and more physically mature. She quickly consented, and this is where things began to get interesting. Unlike his big brother, the little guy had considerable difficulty handling the balls, and at first one rolled only a few feet into the booth before coming to a rest in a small divot. While the second didn't fare much better, the third actually rolled all the way to the backstop, which was a definite sign of improvement, but clearly not good enough for the child, who immediately broke down in tears. Rather than acknowledge the improvement and explaining to him that he was not yet old enough to be completely successful, the mother instead asked the parent in charge if he could stand closer to the target and try again because, as she put it, quote, "I don't want him to feel bad about himself and think he's no good." This is a concept that drives a lot of us to do things that are a little questionable. Okay. No matter what that child did or how hard he tried, he just couldn't throw a ball through that hole, not even from a distance of 3 feet. So, what did the mother do? She brought him within inches of the target, slapped the ball in his hand, took him by the wrist, shoved his hand through the hole and said, "Let it go," which he did, which triggered a celebration so tumultuous that you'd have sworn he just pitched a no-hitter in the last game of the World Series. Okay? I can still see that mother jumping up and down, clapping her hands and screaming, "You did it! You did it! That was so great! I'm so proud of you!" as the child stood there absolutely beaming. We'll talk about enabling. I've often thought about that family and what took place that autumn day so many years ago. How heaven and earth were moved just to keep that little boy from, quote, feeling bad about himself. And how devastated his mother would have been had she truly understood the inappropriateness of her actions and the collision course with life she had unwittingly set him on. Tragically, what the mother failed to recognize, as do so many parents today, is that feeling good should never be treated as a goal of childhood. Should never be treated as a goal of childhood, but rather as a byproduct of having achieved other goals that make us well-rounded, effective human beings. Goals such as learning to tolerate frustration and disappointment, or learning to make one's way in an uncertain, ambiguous, inconsistent world, or having the courage to face and successfully reconcile uncomfortable emotions like embarrassment, fear, guilt, and shame. Parents who believe in the fallacy of feeling good no matter what typically become enslaved to their children's well-being. Instead of enjoying their children's child-rearing years, they remain anxious and ill at ease, as they constantly scan the environment, ready to respond to any and all threats to their happiness. By protecting them from discomfort, the discomfort of feeling bad, they truly believe they're helping them become better adjusted when all they're really doing is raising highly sensitive, thin-skinned, unhappy children who've learned to rely on the power of others to deal with life's challenges rather than their own. Okay? So this article goes on to talk about the discomfort of disappointment, the discomfort of frustration, the discomfort of uncertainty, and you'll all have copies of this. Okay? But that just clearly manifests what we're talking about, that it's this cushy life of not really having to do much of anything except to make the child as comfortable as possible, pave the way, smooth out the way for the child, because the product is, the end result is, I want my child to be happy. Just to be happy. So many people tell me, I just want to be happy. I said, well, that's all? You know, you just want to be happy. You know, let's talk about being effective, doing a better job, being contributory, getting more socially involved. Let's talk about being more organized. So you'll be a very happy person when you do those things. But happiness as an end result, highly questioned.